Well, a stunning comeback by Lahore Qalandars indeed. When you look at the way they started this tournament, it's been quite a comeback by them in this HBL PSL 10, courtesy this man Fakhar Zaman. Hello and welcome to Pitchside. What a win by Lahore Qalandars is exactly what they wanted in this tournament, getting those points on the board and of course getting that confidence up as well. Quick look at the match summary to remind all of you in terms of what happened. And just a quick look in terms of if you guys have just tuned in, then this is what happened. Lahore Qalandars made 219 for 6 in their 20 overs. Fakhar Zaman at the top with that blistering knock of 67 in 39 balls. And Sam Billings making 50 of just 19 balls. Really added to that total. In response, Quetta Gladiators had no real answers. They were bowled out for 140. Riley Russo was their top scorer, and all the bowlers chipped in. Shaheen Shah Afridi taking wickets at the top. Rashad Hussain has been a great inclusion. Remember, he's come in as a replacement for Rashid Khan. He took 3 wickets and Qalandars won this game by 79 runs. Alright, this is how things stand at this point of time. Qalandars are now leading the charts thanks to that net run rate, 1.437. But they've got points on the board. They've won this game and lost the previous one and are at the top of the table. Remember, the top 4 teams will be qualifying for the playoffs. Well, great win by Lahore Qalandars, and talk about this win, this wonderful win by them, a much needed win for Lahore Qalandars. I've got a very, very special guest here who really sort of changed things for them. It was perhaps the turning point of the game for Lahore Qalandars because that's exactly the kind of finish that they wanted. Sam Billings joins us alongside Amir Sohail. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us. Sam, great win for Lahore Qalandars. I'll come to your personal performance, but just overall, talk about the significance of this win today.
Yeah, it's big. Obviously a tough start, as you alluded to, and yeah, a lot of confidence as a group as well. I thought, you know, a bit that will probably go under the radar a little bit. I thought our fielding was excellent. Our catching under these lights was incredible. So that tells me as an attitude, as a team, we're really switched on, and that's something that we probably lacked in that first game. But look, it was a real team performance. Everyone stood up at different points in time, and it's great to see, you know, Rashad to come in and take some wickets. I think wrist spin in this format of the game is something that you need, every team needs. So it was great to see the young man do really well today.
Absolutely. I mean, you spoke about, you know, Rashad coming in later on taking wickets, but your innings at that point was the real difference because this is a Pindi wicket. We know how it plays, you know, lots and lots of runs. What kind of approach did you come in with? It was evident, but did you have a clear plan of how you're going to be targeting specific bowlers?
Yeah, I think you have to have an idea, but look, after the first game where it didn't quite go to plan, I think still here you can give yourself a chance as well. You can give yourself a couple of balls and not try and overhit the ball. So I was just trying to hit good shots. You know, even along the ground, you get such good value for your shots here. So look, it was good to take a little bit of time and then pick your bowlers to really put under pressure. And yeah, thankfully it was my day today.
Amir, exactly the kind of win Lahore Qalandars would have wanted. I'm sure their fans are really relieved as well because we've seen Qalandars are a bit mercurial. You know, sometimes they're really good and sometimes not so good, but today was one of the good days.
Yeah, today what really made difference for Lahore, they prepared well for this game and they had a method to their play, and the attitude was there as well, and everybody knew their role. And if I have to ascribe, yeah, we've spoken about Sam Billing, but who really set it up for Sam Billing was Fakhar Zaman. He actually played away from his natural game. He took the responsibility, he was looking for a boundary in the over, and after that he was scoring singles. That's not Fakhar Zaman that I know, but it's refreshing to see taking the responsibility and doing a wonderful job for his side.
Well, Sam Billings took the responsibility of hitting those monstrous sixes. Let's have a look at the super sixes of today.
Yeah, we saw plenty of sixes in this innings, didn't we? I would actually like to ask Billings, what is the key for this power hitting? Go on, Sam.
Well, I think certainly you look at the best players in the world.
Sorry, we're just rolling out your innings so that you can come and really talk about your sixes. Go on then, continue, please.
No, I think, you know, certainly if you're not one of the big West Indian guys who are 6'5" and massive, I think timing is so key. And certainly when I'm playing badly is when I'm trying to hit the ball too hard and losing my kind of back leg. You look at people like Heinrich Klaasen or Nicholas Puran, the best players in the world, they hit off this back leg so well and they keep it rooted into the ground. So that's something I've been working on, not letting my hands get out in front of myself and yeah, working on that foundation. So today, especially on a good wicket, not trying to overhit the ball, you know that if you get into a good position, the ball will sail here. So that was something I was focusing on.
And that's, you know, you're trying to tell us with keeping your back leg, you get your hips into the play?
Yeah, you keep it rooted, and so they don't come through the ball too early, sorry. And it was quite funny because obviously play a lot against these guys, especially Amir, and he got me out in the T20 final with a bouncer, so I knew he was going to try it again today. So it was nice to get a little bit of comeback from him.
You've also made some kind of an adjustment in terms of your stance with your batting. I mean, just talk us through that. I mean, what's the little change that you've made?
Yeah, so I used to have my bat up in the air, and now it's just kind of resting on the ground. So I'm in a really still position at the point of release, and you know, it just actually delays my hands. I know it sounds kind of counterintuitive, but keeping my hands there, which allows me to kind of use my quick hands and not get out in front of myself. So it just helps with my timing, I think, and certainly not trying to overhit the ball.
All right. From a Qalandars perspective, you know, you lost the first game, have come back in this one. Shaheen Shah Afridi's role as a captain, you know, when you lose the first game of the tournament, I mean, what was his message to all of you when coming into this game?
Yeah, keep it very simple. I think you look at the quality in the side. We've got a lot of experience, but we've got a lot of quality in all different areas. So, you know, it's actually trying to simplify things, especially, you know, someone of his quality. You know that actually, I think that first game he was trying probably too hard. You know what a superstar he is. He's trying to get those early wickets, but I think naturally, with his natural skill, if he keeps it really simple, he's such a threat anyway. So he's one of those players that actually doesn't need to give people the opportunity to score. If he just hits a length, his skill will take over. So I think that was the message, not only him, but to the rest of the group, was to keep it nice and simple. Like you said about Fucker, you know, building an innings and actually getting a foundation to allow, you know, the middle order to really crack on as well. So you talk about method, that was kind of a blueprint for us today.
Absolutely. You know, it was important for them to win, Amir, and also important for Fakhr to get those runs because he's coming back after an injury. He hasn't really played cricket for a while, but it seemed like he pretty much started off from where he left.
You know, we all know Fakhr is a dynamic batter to watch. You know, he's got all the skills in the world, all the talent in the world. It's just the method at times he lacks. But tonight, this evening, he was absolutely phenomenal. You know, he had a clear-cut plan for himself, and he said, okay, I'm going to be there for my side for at least 15 overs, and I'm going to set it up for players like him, Raza, and a few others to come and take on the bowlers. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, obviously, looking ahead, Sam, it's really important in a tournament to continue that kind of momentum that you get. I mean, how does one go about that? I mean, when you won first game, you won the first game of the tournament, and you're coming into the next one. Sometimes it often happens that there's a sense of a complacency as well. You see in some teams that, you know, you won the first game. How do you keep that intensity going?
I think it's natural. You know, we're all professional and played a lot of cricket now, and you don't take it for granted at all. We have to adapt. I think that's the beauty of this competition, is the variety of conditions. So we go to Karachi tomorrow. So again, we'll have to adapt. They played really well in their first game. They've got a quality side. So again, the challenges that possesses, we have to adapt as a team. And then obviously on to Multan and then back to Lahore, where we know conditions really well. But hopefully the next couple of games, you get a couple of wins away from home. I think it sets up the tournament beautifully for us. So yeah, really looking forward to the game in a couple of days.
All right. Thank you so much for your thoughts, Sam. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here.